Gone. Sorry about that. Didn't have my mic on, but that's okay. I didn't say anything of consequence. So, all right, back to the thing. You know the thing. Okay. Now let me go back into my notes because I was writing this as a kind of writing it sort of not as a narrative exactly. Here, let's see what here. I wanted to just lay out everything, the options and everything before actually I started. Uh, well, shoot, yeah, I might not get a chapter 8 done today just because of what I did. Because I gotta finish this. I have all the choices that I need to do, but I have to finish by adding these, and then I have to actually create the pages, and that's gonna take some time. That might take all of my time that I have now. So we'll see here. We'll see how far we get. Um, Now, okay, so let's go back over to here. Okay, so back to the choices. So either John can pick both shackles, or Hubert can cast disintegrate, uh, or unlock. Okay. So those are the three choices. You know what? Well, okay. We'll think about the unlock in just a sec. Uh, the idea that there's an ice pick there. I think I already have the ice pick there in a bucket in a like a wine chiller. Okay. Okay, so let me check. All right. Let me check what chapter was it? Was it in 5? The Count finds the princess. Okay. Wine cellar. This is how I know to go in the wine cellar. Okay. So, uh Realizes it up the closet. Okay. Okay, this is all about the fake princess. Uh, okay. Then waiter, trays, phone, princess here, small room, double doors. Okay, let's go back. Dumb waiter. Okay. Likely help. Tasting alcove. Okay, so the tasting alcove is the important for the wine and cheese. And gets to the end, she says a few upturned wine casks. They seem to be doubling as tables, where the few chairs, one has a cheese wheel, a knife sticking out of it, another has a few have. There's a wine bucket with an ice pick inside. Um, okay. So I was thinking ice pick. Okay, so I'm gonna do an optional thing, and actually I will have more than 12 pages or more than 11 or 12 pages now because I'm thinking that there should be some work involved with the with trying to pick the locks on the shackles. Thanks for the welcome back, Rook. Even if you're not in here. Okay. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Okay. Let's see something here. This is why I'm still considering paying for a paying for an AI because I think it will. Hey, Rook, welcome to the stream. Um, I'm still thinking of whether I should pay for one of these AI services. I was leaning for ChatGPT. There's some leaning towards Grok. I got kind of issues with both, sort of. Not real big issues, but I got a few issues. And then the other thing that I was thinking of was choosing an AI aggregate service that has different models. Because when I start getting into concepting and UI layouts, just going to be way in the future. But as far as the look, as far as backgrounds, character designs, whatever concept work, I'll be needing something that generates images, and I know ChatGPT, I know Sora generates images. It seems like the big gamma upcoin. Well, I mean, whatever. It's like maybe you shouldn't be doing any of them. Honestly, here's the deal. Dad kind of wanted to go with Grok because of the whole ecosystem. The thing about the cyber taxis and the full self driving and stuff and the robots, uh, we I mean we can't do it right now, partly because they're not out, and partly because we won't have the money necessarily. But um, if we had the money to buy a Tesla with full self driving, we would be doing it. But we don't have the money to do that because use it much. He's got a specific thing he's doing, and he uses it a bit. He doesn't use it like a lot, but he's been learning, figuring them out. He originally wanted to go with Gemini, but the voice thing stopped working. Where you actually talk into it. it's like his eyesight is not so good anymore, and so he's using the voice thing, and for some reason it stopped working. We're we're both on Linux Mint, and we're on using Brave browser. So the first thing he'd have to do is he'd have to probably get Chrome, and I even heard that the Google Live thing, where you're actively talking to it, where it's like a conversation, requires Windows and Chrome. But um, still, we were still looking into it, and when he couldn't use that anymore for his specific instance, then now he's kind of going back to wanting to use Grok. But so yeah, there. I mean, there's a few issues with all the Frontier guys, and then I'm looking because I'm doing my game dev stuff. I'm looking at stuff aggregate sites that give me multiple models because I'm just kind of going. What I always do is now I don't jump from deal to deal right when I am done with my free time. It kind of depends on what I'm doing. So if I'm in the middle of something, sometimes I might go to the other free one, and then I might kind of resume or pick up where I left off, sort of. More than likely, though, I'll use one for a while, and then I'll use when I'm doing the new query or something, I'll switch to another one, and I'll use that for a while. Um, but for game development, for all the different kinds of the writing, the graphics, the coding, whatever, I'm thinking I might want to do a aggregate. There's two of them that I actually asked Grok to recommend, um, which is there's one called AI Zolo, which offers you like 20 plus models. It's like $10 a month or 99 bucks for a year. Um, the only thing with them, the only two issues, one is that you have to sign in via Google. I can't just use my email, so I have to use my Google account, which I guess is not a big deal. But and the other issue is that it's based in India, and I don't have like a problem with India per se. But if there's some AI stuff where they our U.S. laws like they end up cutting like foreign AIs from coming in here or whatever, foreign countries, they might uh, be able to cut my usage, and I'll have to switch to something that's US based. Have an issue with paying the code. Yeah, I know what you mean. But I'm looking at the free stuff, and it's pretty good for a little bit. But um, I keep feeling that if you pay for something, you'll get like a more robust, like you wouldn't you still get the top models and stuff. And doing an AI aggregate deal is still it's still kind of a big thing. So there's two I was looking at. Both kind of recommended by Grok. It listed several of them, and then talking about my price point and what I was doing and stuff, and kind of narrowed it down to AI Zolo and Magi. And Magi supposedly its interface, I guess, is clunky. I have to actually look at it and try it though. I still have to. I'll have to do the free trials. But Magi gives you like 50 plus models, and they give you a lot more stuff going on. But it's 20 bucks a month. So 10 bucks a month for AI Zolo, which only gives you like 20 plus models. But it does do image generation. It also, I think, does video generation too. So they both do. So I'm looking to both of those. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I totally understand what you're saying. Paying the code, right? Um, but I mean, I guess that's the trade off, right? The trade off is you either do it yourself, which might take a lot of time. You might not know that much. You might have to learn some more. You might have to do some more experience, or have it done for you rather quickly, uh, and maybe have to tweak it afterwards a little bit by paying for it. So I mean, it's the whole trade off thing, really. is what it is, at least to me. Now, we did try for 1 or 2 months. We had X Premium, which included Grok, which included the paid Grok. It's not wasn't Super Grok. Super Grok is kind of separate. In fact, the way that they're doing it now is premium. Their high tier is $40 a month with it includes X and it includes Super Grok with it. But which is kind of funny because I could do a separate Super Grok for $30 a month and do a separate X Premium account for $8, and it would be slightly cheaper than actually going and doing their $40 premium deal. But anyways, it's still not that big of a deal, really. But so yeah, Grok. The thing about Grok, other than the issues about what people are using it for, for questionable material, you might say, uh, is the fact that they kind of seem behind others. I mean, I know there's some benchmarks where they're like doing like they're like outperforming a lot of them, but when you watch these videos and stuff and the reviews and all that stuff, hardly anybody talks about Grok. They all talk about ChatGPT or or Claude or um, Gemini or whatever, Perplexity, stuff like that. Almost none of them talk about Grok, and Grok just kind of seems to be kind of underperforming. That doesn't mean that they won't be uh, like a superpower. I think Elon's companies tend to play the long game a little bit, right? So it may not be maybe behind everybody right now, but it's going to catch up, and it's going to be like kind of the big deal, the big cheese sort of. Is kind of the way I look at it. So in the future, I think Grok is going to outdo all of them because what Elon's kind of doing is he's doing the thing about the super mega clusters of GPUs or whatever. Building the biggest like supercomputer ever kind of thing or whatever, and then the future is having AI data centers in space. So uh, he's gonna kind of jump over that thing. It kind of lags behind a little bit in a sense, but at the same time, it's gonna like jump over. I think the rest of them. So there's a potential there, but I'm just looking myself to using what I want to use right now. But yeah, to answer your question, he uses it. How should I say it? He doesn't use it a lot, not like I'm doing it. He has a specific purpose, and he's trying out these different AIs to see what works the best. And he's still leaning toward going back and doing Grok because he's thinking like if we had the money, we might get a Tesla robot, an Optimus or whatever. When they become available, that'd be in a few years, right? But or if we had the money right now, we would be having a Tesla car, self-driving car, so that he doesn't have to drive anymore. And frankly, I should be learning how to drive myself, but we're almost at the stage where I don't even have to do that. Like I said, if we had the money, all data centers and AI data centers in space is bull, just like the moon bases and colonies on Mars are. Maybe. I mean, uh, nobody was thinking about uh, rocket boosters that came back to Earth and that you could reuse later. Nobody's thinking about that, and they're a thing now. Nobody is, the Starlink thing, where thousands of satellites are all over the globe and stuff. I think the AI data center in space thing is a thing that's gonna probably happen. And the potential is really big. If you can grab the solar power out in space, you can grab it a lot easier. It takes up less space on the ground. There's a tons of advantages for doing that. And if anybody can do it, it's going to be like SpaceX that can do that, right? So, I don't think it's bull. I just think, I don't know about the moon base, the Mars thing or whatever. I mean, he was promoting Mars forever, and then he even said the moon was a distraction or something. I forget at one point. Now it's all the moon. Probably my dad thinks there was a deal made with him, and being the reason that he's all for the moon now. So I don't know if Elon Musk lives long enough and he keeps getting the top tier mines or whatever. I think he could definitely pull it off. I don't know how soon that is. It might be 10 years off, maybe. 2.2 nanometer technology and hard radiation. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it's an engineering problem, right? So, just given enough time and enough money, they can pretty much do anything. At this point, that's what I'm thinking. Shoot, I think we should have flying cars like you see in Back to the Future Part 2. But then again, maybe that is real fantasy. I look at it like it's probably an engineering problem, and I say that as a non-engineer. In other words, I have no engineering experience or whatever. I don't know what's possible and what's not. Totally don't know anything, you know. But I still think we should be having like regular flying cars, you know. Actually, there's a video I saw about a drone. It was in Roswell, New Mexico. Um, it was like a drone technology show, but this drone wasn't using any propellers. It was actually using ion propulsion. And so I'm kind of going, that we were hearing about when some of these governments back in the 40s and 50s were trying to develop flying saucers, vertical takeoff and landing craft and doing flying saucers, right? That's when you had these big flying saucer scares because I think they were working on technologies that they 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 could cover up with a UFO thing. But so some of the stuff that I read was talking about using. I think it was using ions. It was using this kind of principle where what would happen is on one side is like positively charged and the other is negatively charged, and then they flip polarities, and as they do it, it like displaces the ions and propels the craft along. So I'm kind of going, you know what? Maybe Back to the Future 2 style flying cars aren't such a such a fantasy anyways, right? I also had my own. It's funny. I know I'm going off on a tangent, and I probably won't be able to get any work done today. But uh, that's cool. Yeah, the tech is pretty cool. Some of that tech is pretty cool. But I had a thought, and I discussed with Grok. Sometimes I do this thing in my head, and I was thinking, um, Star Trek season 3, episode 1. I don't know what episode that is. I'll have to look that up. In fact, we been kind of wanting to get the Blu-rays, um, and the release is kind of old now, but I was having a hard time finding it for the price at Amazon or whatever. But yeah, I'll have to look that up. Um, but I was positing, like, what if you could have a car that looks and feel acts like a car in every sense of the word, but what happens is so you have a couple of pylons or a couple of like they're like jacks. They come out of the bottom. They lift up the car a certain small ways, and then you turn the wheels out. Of course, the wheels are not just wheels; they're actually drone propellers. Spock's brain. Yeah, I kind of remember that. It's been a while since I've seen the original series episodes. We were at one point kind of the reruns are on all the time, but we were kind of like we're gonna wait till we can get the save up the money or whatever. And now some of those are even like out of print and stuff, and like how do I say it, out of production or whatever. And so the price is like crazy to find them on Blu-ray or whatever. But anywho, so I thought, what if you could have, what if your wheels were actually not wheels, but like kind of like jet turbines, right? A fan inside of a funnel thing, and it's basically it's like the half the width of the car. So that you know, so you raise the car up a little bit with these specially made jacks that come out of the bottom, and then the wheels kind of turn out, kind of like in Back to the Future, sort of, and they have the fans inside the wheels, and for all intents and purposes, it's a flying car because it'll fly based on these propellers. That's an engineering problem too, because the big deal for there is the power. How do you get enough power to make lifting thrusters for that, right? Because you're gonna have to lift the weight of the car, which is a couple tons or whatever. I don't even know the actual weight of a car, but and then all the people inside it, at least four people or something. And so that's a crazy engineering problem. But I kind of look at it in my head like somebody could figure that out maybe if they had the engineering experience. Anyways, I'm going way far afield, and I should get back to my game here and my story and stuff because otherwise I'm never gonna get this game done, right? Yeah, as far as the AI goes, I'm looking at a couple of different deals: AI Zolo and Magi or Magi AI or whatever you want to call it, MAG AI. Um, and it has 50 plus models. I'm looking. It also has Runway, and I'm kind of like that's kind of cool. I mean, I don't have a use for Runway right now, but the Runway ML stuff where you don't need a green screen, it'll just extract you with the AI. It'll extract you out of the uh, out of the video. I was thinking that would be pretty cool. And then also like AI image and video generators, I could play around with them. The reason Grok mentioned AI Zolo is because they give you something like 3 million tokens, which I don't really know what that translates to, but the way it described it is that it feels like it's unlimited, even though it's not actually unlimited. And so I was going, it's the cheaper one, and it gives me all this stuff. Maybe I should try it. So I'm gonna at least try the tiers, the different tiers. AI Zolo. Uh, the only thing with AI Zolo is uh, all-in-one AI subscription starts here. Single affordable all-in-one AI subscription gives you access to everything you need. AI comparison platform. Oh, dang it! I don't want to do that just yet. I have to sign in via Google, and I haven't actually created an account yet. ChatGPT, Google Gemini Pro, Perplexity, Sonar Pro, Claude, Grok, all other premium AI models. Well, it says 20 plus, at $9.99 a month. Oh, okay. So I get that. Okay, okay, that does give me an idea. 2,000 AI tools included. Save $91 every month with all-in-one. Yeah. I mean, it's talking about the different ones, right? You get ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, uh, Gemini, right? 20 bucks a month. Grok, Super Grok is 30 bucks a month. Divided by 300 for pages. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? Compare all premium AIs at once. AI video generator. I don't know how good it is, or if you can use the different. It says using state of the art AI models. So, maybe, right? This doesn't even show you. This shows you how. Oh, I see. It's showing you that it created a video of two dogs playing, or a dog and a cat playing. AI. They got AI image generator, Dolly Midjourney style models, and more. Multiple AI image models. AI audio generator. Realistic voiceovers, music, sound effects with advanced text to speech and audio generation. I mean, it looks sounds pretty cool. Right. Yeah, I mean, I'll be doing some coding. I don't know if I'll be doing heavy coding, but I'll be doing some. It just uh, it just looks like the most like kind of cost effective. Magi is supposed to be the more advanced, but although its user interface, I guess, doesn't get real high marks, and it's described as kind of confused and clunky a little bit, but it might be a good thing too. Custom API keys support. I have no clue about. Well, I kind of know about the API keys, sort of, but I don't really know about how to utilize that. I'm not a guy that develops, AI stuff, so I don't really know uh, um, about what that's used. I mean, I kind of know what they're for. It's uh, so you can get access to their APIs, I guess. But so I don't know about anything about that. Smart Prompt Manager. Save prompts with one click, organize with categories at quick access. AI memory. Remembers your preferences, past conversations, and context. Um, import chats from ChatGPT or Claude. Seamlessly migrate existing conversations. Now, here's a deal. The thing about GPT and even Grok is after a while, the generation starts becoming slow. So the conversation starts to become way slow once it hits that certain limit, and you have to start a new conversation. I wonder if some of these other ones would actually do better in that respect, maybe. So, of course, they have a free plan here, and then they got the 990 per month, 99.9 per year. So that it's $100 for a year, or $10 per month if you're doing monthly. 3 million tokens per month. Uh, Priority support, image generator, video generator, audio generator, custom API keys, prompt manager, AI memory. Okay. And then yearly just means you save money. It's like getting 2 months free or something. And then we got Magi. 50 plus one AI apps for the price of one. Lets you switch AI models mid conversation, reuse GPT instructions across models, and collaborate directly with your team without paying 500 a month. What do we got here? Start with ChatGPT, clarify with Claude, optimize with DeepSeek without losing any context. Yeah, I still have an issue a little bit with the Chinese models. I don't know if I'm that comfortable with using them, even if they reportedly don't actually go back to China. Supposedly, like DeepSeek, supposedly only if you're using their servers and their tools and platform will that does that go back to the China, the Chinese government or whatever. Ideal Cloud is great. Gemini is perfect for debugging code. DeepSeek works well for storytelling. Perplexity excels at research summaries. Let Magi pick the best model. Write your AI instructions once, reuse across every AI model. Marketing persona. Choose from 50 plus pre-built personas, so you don't have to actually say, you're you're this that you're this kind of thing. You're you're tech support at a large software firm and blah 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 blah. Supposedly, it's got these pre-written deals. DeepSeek is great at optimizing titles. Gemini can suggest video thumbnails. Magi keeps generating when other LLMs shut you down. No cooldowns. Instant top ups. Yeah, top ups, of course. That's more money. Draft, edit, and export in one chat. No tool switching. Document editor. Prompt enhance. Real time edits. Prompt library. Invite teammates into AI chats. Okay, keep full history and files. All right. Upload files. Search the web. Generate blog images. Product videos. All inside chat. Okay. Reasonable personas prompted. Okay, so that's basically all there's. So they basically have a team. It doesn't look like they have a free tier though to try it out first though. But solo for individual creators, $20 a month. unlimited workspaces, standard usage limits, 3 times more usage on team, which is $40 a month. But yeah, the standard usage limits. I don't know about the limits on that. Have you seen some of the videos from was Seedance or Seedance or however you want to pronounce it? Some of those are looking pretty dang good now. I don't know if any of these ever get it. I don't know much about who created Seedance, but some of these videos look pretty cool. I get all your chats and GPT instructions in under 5 minutes. Okay, import. Fine. Your data stays private. Never trains AI models. Your conversations never train public or private AI models. Strict invite only access conversations are private and accessible only to the invited team members. Enterprise grade security. Okay. That's another one I'm looking at, although it's more money. It's $20 a month. Yeah, so what's the specs of your new machine? What are you running on your new machine? Let's see something here. Let's see the company. Let's see the about page. Uh, our mission. Yeah. Our vision. Sure. Access. Behind Magi. Okay. I want to know where they're located. Actually, I'm kind of curious. 9700X with a 5070 Ti. That sounds good. I'm running a 5800X, I think. Old. Yeah, I have a 64 meg on mine when I upgraded that last time. But I don't have a 3080 Ti, and I think that's not even that great for running that advanced models that well. Okay, this is not what I want to do. I want to know. Well, I already looked at pricing. Where is Magic headquartered? Bakersfield, California. AI Zolo is headquartered in India, which I don't have a big problem with India, but maybe if there's ever an issue to where the U.S. Can't, you know, if they somehow cut off access to AI companies outside of the U.S., then I'd have to switch, and so that Bakersfield to me would probably be okay. I'm not saying that makes it any better or anything, or that because AI Zola is quite a bit cheaper. $20 a month is $20 a month. It's 240 a year. And the AI Zola is only 100 a year. So AI Zola might still be the way to go as far as that goes, as far as paying for it. But I don't think I get. I don't know. Would you get ChatGPT or Grok level chatbot? I'm just talking about purely the chatbot, not image or video or anything like that. Would you get that quality of conversation from a local model? Even on my 3080 Ti and my 5800X, I think. Or I think that's what I got running. I don't know. I have to look it up again. I forget. And I forget how to look up my hardware on Linux. It's just I could download a program. I could probably download some programs here on Linux though to actually do that. Anyways, um, oh yeah, okay, pricing, right, $20 a month. Standard usage, that's what I want to know. Monthly budget. Solo plan is 100,000 words per month. Let's see. More efficient models, 5 to 10 times more content. What does 100,000 words actually look like? 100 blog posts? That's per month, right? Per month. 100 blog posts, 1,000 social media posts, 200 product descriptions, 50 long form articles, an entire novel. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Whenever you say here's the kicker, you know that AI wrote it or AI is saying it. It I'm seeing so many AI videos now. They tend to repeat themselves several times. They say stuff like it's not about this, it's about this. Uh, uh, and then there's like here's the kicker, here's the plot twist. There's several keywords these AIs do, and it drives you mad because now you can never hear those phrases again without actually thinking it's an AI doing it. Okay, never come close to using full monthly budget. Worried about running out? Don't be. Our average user uses less than 30% of their monthly budget. And if you ever need more, you can always upgrade, of course. And then, where is features? I already looked at features in a sense, but that's not what I want. I wish it listed the models it uses. Huh. Okay. Let's see what Leo says. What would be better using that Zolo? Let's just see what it says here. I'm supposed to be doing something. It's mostly story writing, anyways. It's not coding. I'm not. Um, we'll see. I'm thinking about going back to starting to code on the layout tool again here. Not too long. I'm already hit that right at about the halfway point in my story. But I want to get this done by the end of March. So if um, if that means I have to work on it the whole time, then I won't be working on any code until then, until the end of March. Yeah, I'm supposed to be working, I guess. I mean that's what happens, but hey, this is all for the thing anyways. It's all part of the development, right? Access to top models, supports bring your own key. Mean access to new models, no rate limits, and direct cost control. Interface is clean. Ideal for the users who want powerful AI access about color. Magi is better if you need advanced built-in features like reusable personas, document chat, brand voice tools, uh, team collaboration. However, it's more expensive. Full access costing 39 to 99 a month. It's reported to lag behind in adopting the latest AI model updates. That's interesting. delivers better value for most users, especially individuals and small teams focused on performance affordability, while Magi suits larger agencies needing sophisticated content workflows. Yeah, maybe that's the deal. Maybe I should just stick with the AI Zolo as far as my deals. I still have to try it though, so yeah, let's get back. Let me get back to the game here. Not Grok. We'll look at ChatGPT right this second. Um, okay, so in the past, I've had it set where um, there was a corkscrew and tasting alcove in the wine cellar, and a knife, a say cheese knife. Oop, that's not a cheese knife. Um, and then I changed the corkscrew to an ice pick, and to make that logical, we'll say the ice pick is in a wine bucket. Time for putting wine on ice. Because an ice pick and a knife seems a little more plausible to pick a lock. However, I'm currently rethinking a bit as to whether I can give a couple of different ways for John to pick the lock. Doesn't have to be uber realistic, but plausible and or believable. We'll see what ChatGPT comes up with right now. You don't need realism or just believable props that signal John knows what he's doing without teaching the player how to do crimes. Think of story plausibility, not locksmith accuracy. Here's a plausible. Uh, John is not ideal. Worked with worse. Wine cellar keyring. A couple of keys hangs nearby. Very believable in the cellar. John tries a few, one works badly. Lock opens, loudly, stiffly with effort. Unlock old tricks. Old stock mentioned having seen similar restraints before. He knows where to press. No explanation given. This sells in competence without slowing process. In other words, you just kind of make up, I guess. Quiet but slow. Another is quick but clumsy. What to avoid if you're already avoiding it. Step-by-step mechanics, specific techniques, real lock terminology. Um, so would corkscrew and or knife, or even with the pick, be plausible. Just needs that's an interesting. I could actually give them three choices. They would all do the same thing, but it'd be like a little flavor option. Yeah, then they could act as a tension tool. Simple pry latch. Slight risk. So this once might have been a play. Corkscrew. A fantasy sound is a prying tool or wedge or a brute finesse maneuver, less picking, more encouraging the lock to rethink his life choices. Improvisation, desperation, comedy. Um, yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I'm thinking of. You know, so it will be two tools. In fact, I could use all three. In fact, I could use all three. Um, in three different combinations. Okay. However, we we don't have a lock pick. We have an ice pick. So this is improvised improvised lock picking. A probe feeling around inside to find something important. A lever applying torque where it absolutely shouldn't be applied. A threat open it. Or I widen you with the regret until you regret being forged. You're not picking the lock. You're negotiating with it very firmly. Okay. It doesn't need. It doesn't. Need, the one thing I don't like about ChatGPT, and I could switch it. Maybe I have to go into the personality settings or something. But I have to tell it not to do that. You know. I mean, they're funny. Open or widen you until you regret being forged. You know. That's it's fun. Corkscrew, creative vandalism. Corkscrew anchors or twists. Ice pick widens, jams, or pops something internal. This is less lock picking and more lock persuasion. Perfect for. I don't think locks are meant to be bend like that. We're learning together. Okay. I mean, it's come up with some funny stuff, though. I have to admit it. I mean, it could be trained off of. It could be the very same actual jokes, exact lines that somebody put in a novel or something, you know, or a screenplay or whatever. Knife plus corkscrew, no ice pick. This is a terrible idea, but we're committed now. Knife prize, corkscrew twist, lock may survive or may never emotionally recover. Perfect for comedy, sparks flying, a guard almost hearing something. John's solution feels improvised, physical, slightly dangerous. Clean, instant, casually overpowered. Still a pair. This choice isn't do you succeed, it's do you succeed like a wizard or like a guy who owns kitchen objects. Um, okay. I, without any knowledge of lock picking whatsoever, I could imagine um, twisting the cork screw and until it gets in between, say, some internal spring uh, before using whatever other tool to pop the pop the guts out. I mean, obviously, this would not ever work in real life, but um, it's a logical. It's a logical, or I should say, it's a plausible method. It sounds like it makes sense, which is what an adventure game really needs. If you're not claiming this is how locks actually work, you're claiming this is how John thinks locks might work. This thing's just doing a lot of heavy lifting. Uh, and really, ChatGPT is just, uh, like praising me and making it sound good to me, I guess. So it's just like, just really have a microphone and I'll start talking to it. Well, actually, if I started talking to it, maybe. Oh, OBS? Studio connected and disconnected and reconnected. Doggone it. I hate when it does crap like that. Um, Here, I'm gonna reload the page here. Uh, and okay, so where is my Twitch? That's this one. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna close that and then repop it out. Purpose. Pop out chat. And okay. New day, new stream too. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to kick. Apparently things look okay here. Okay, good. Uh, that is fine. Let's go to Rumble. Okay, that's good. See how long that takes. I'm looking at the thing. Okay, so that, yeah, it takes several seconds. That's fine. I mean, it is fine. I just wonder why YouTube not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. What do you mean? Should be receiving a lot of video right now. Something went wrong. Well, now it's fine, I guess. Oh, did it disconnect and reconnect again? Piece of junk. I'm on wireless though, so I mean that might be part of it. There might be something interfering. Check my content out, my live content. Uh, that's still working apparently. And Rook, let me know if everything's still looking like it's working. Let's just end chat again. Okay, that's good. All right, I don't know what causes it. You know, I've decreased my bandwidth or whatever you want to call it, my streaming my bit rate down to 5500 about because Twitch was claiming about it being unstable when I went higher than that. Anyways, okay, so I've got that. Okay, so let me go back to my text here before my time runs out today. Not that text, this text. So John, okay, we'll do it like this. If John chooses pick the lock, he has to find either a corkscrew, an ice pick, or a thin cheese knife. Um, if he chooses, well, okay, so I could do a different flavor text. I don't have to do it. All three end up with the shackles unlocked. Okay, we'll say that. Okay. If they choose Hubert, if Hubert decides to cast a disintegrate spell, then one of the incinerate spell, one of the shackles will fall off, and John has to pick the other. If it will result in one of two things happening. One of the shackles will fall off, and John has to pick the other, or and John has to pick the other, or it will partially disintegrate, and the princess can break the shackles herself. Okay. If Hubert casts an unlock spell, only one of the shackles falls off, and John has to pick the other. So there's going to be some form of picking. Some form of picking. Okay. Okay, so the three then, with the princess freed, the three then go back up the stairs and start to calmly head out the double doors to their waiting wagon. All right. It's not even going to be that much on that page. I might have to remove that story, that technically story beat, like merge the story beats. And I might do that. That means that I'm losing an extra page, but I also got 3 extra pages in there, so it should be fine. As they approach the wagon. Oh, there's something I have to think about too, and that is they're gonna have to do something with the guards, so that the guards aren't there this time, because I have some things where they take care of the guards, right, and they're not there. Uh, so they're gonna have to not be there, maybe. Maybe they figure out it's an illusion, and they go to tell their superior or something. So as they approach the wagon, the guard that was guarding the princess, AU UA, guarding the princess. Guarding the princess stumbles out and yells he's escaped. Just then, the Black Knight rides up and as the three take off on the wagon. The Black Knight starts to chase them. Okay, so I kind of wrote this in sort of like a pseudo narrative style. It's not really a narrative. It's just so I have everything that I need to do when I put this up here. And I'll have to fix the lock picking part, the other page. So I have that now. Now, if I want to, I could go ahead and make this. I could make this a single like story beat. I mean, it still works, but actually, you know what? Passes over, they fall to the cellar. Inside the wine cellar, John hits the guards. Okay. In fact, why don't I do this? Why don't I just go ahead and that way I still have the 4 beats, but this makes more sense. Actually finding a way into the deal. And let's do something here. Let's actually do it like this. I know all I'm doing is just like rearranging what page they start on, but I think it works better, especially because you could cast a spell. You could also see if anything without a spell. Revert could cast well, for a spell. And actually, I don't need all of this stuff. They decide a course of action. You know what? I'm not going to put this actually in the page because that's going to be the choice that they make. Hebert decides a course of action. Finally, they get past the guards. Um, uh, after deciding, they walk. Wait. After picking a course of action, they then get rid of the guards by what? Knocking them out? Knocking them out, knocking them out. Knocking them out. Let's leave it like that. That works, I think. I think that works. So this is gonna be the new thing. Why don't I just do? Let's see here. I haven't even started on this. I was gonna work on it as one story arc, but even though I've been doing that, I've been mostly working on 8. I haven't even worked on chapter 10 yet. So my bad. Um, why don't I just go ahead and even though actually this works out for, let me see. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and chalk up next week to finishing chapters 8 and 10. I know it took me 2 weeks, but that was also partly because I was doing this other stuff with the multi-streaming, and a couple of times I went off track and whatever. So I just won't let that bother me. And if I still do this right, 2 chapters a week, after this, but 2 chapters a week, um, I should still have 5 weeks, and this can be the 6th week can be this here, and then the week after next, I can really kind of since I got everything kind of worked out, I can really focus hard on being on time, having everything ready, and just focusing on finishing the rest of them. So we'll see if that works. Okay, so the first thing I want to do though right now is I'm gonna copy this. Now let me think. I have backups, so it should be okay, right? Okay. Uh, uh, there is also a corkscrew laying about near the wine glasses, laying near the wine glasses. Okay, we're gonna save that. Plus, that's just saving the scene thing. Let me go down here to the chapter Princess Great Escape. Now, what I'm going to do here is I am going to copy the text underneath. I'm going to do this, that. I'll eventually delete it, but I want to make sure that the original is there up until a certain point. Okay, so this is actually the new story beats, and save room data. Okay, good, and that's about it for today. So thanks for joining me, Rookie, and I guess I will see you on a Monday. If I don't, pop in for I don't know, bonus stream or something like I used to do sometimes. I could still do that sometime, maybe. Kind of depends. Maybe to make up. Maybe I'll like do something tonight or something tomorrow while Dad's laying down or something, to where um I can actually finish eight chapter 8 this week or something. I don't know. We'll see. Yep. So thanks everybody for watching, or watching on the VODs later or whatever, and I will see you in the next stream. Thank you for watching. Oh wait. Back to desktop. I'm gonna do my recording before I do that. Okay. So let's do my recording real quick. Start recording. Okay. Today is Friday, February 13th, 2026, and today I got a little bit done. I rejiggered some of chapter what chapter 8. I've rejiggered some chapters 8's story beats, and now I have methods for breaking out the princess, getting past the guards, and I finally have everything ready to actually start making the pages next week. Although next week I'm going to start with chapter 10 and see if I need to rewrite anything, see if I need to tighten up the chapter first before doing that. So that's what I did for today, and I will see what I do next time. Okay, so that's it for that. Okay, so now thank you for watching part 1, and I will see you Monday.